Hey y'all, welcome back to more Flesh and Bad. So this is part of my kind of speed run recording session where I kind of try to go over all the Manila and the Sao Paulo lists from the recent tournaments, so the top 8 lists. This is David Yau's list from the Manila Third, and I do like this list a lot. We'll kind of briefly go over it before we get into the games. So we are on AB3 and Lynx, which I think is reasonable. Again, I kind of prefer 1202 AB2, but yeah, that's just me. Notably for this list, I'm just going to kind of point out some spicy cards. We have one of E-Strike, or sorry, three of E-Strike. This is just me sideboarding it. Three This Rounds on Me, three Wind Chakras, three Biting Breeze. Pretty stock standard list. Maybe the spiciest thing is the three This Rounds on Me and the three Snags, and then opting to not go for the Sinks or the E-Strikes, which is understandable. What else do we have? We have CNCs. We have this is pretty stock standard. One of Weakest Link, which is also quite interesting. I think a lot of people. I think that's the second list we saw with the one of Weakest Link. Am I wrong? Let me consult the data real quick. Where's the Weakest Link? It's up here. We saw one, and we also saw that from Nova-chan. Is that true? Wait, just double check and confirm. Yeah, so one of it's kind of interesting actually. I kind of like that a lot actually. But anyways, back to David's list. One of Weakest Link is actually quite solid because I think you don't want more than 5 of these effects generally. So I can kind of understand where that's coming from. And again, I think I like E-Strikes a lot for keeping up tempo into new, so I think that's mainly why they're there, and they're meant to basically swap out into Zen, is kind of the idea, as those are the only 2 decks in the format. And yeah, just a kind of stock standard list. Nothing super spicy here. I'm not a huge Trom enjoyer, but I understand why people like it. And again, it slots pretty well with the snags. Yep, so anyways, cool list. Let's go ahead and get into the games. So I'm going to go ahead and create my own. And we'll see what we get. I'm going to manually sideboard this. So I'm just going to kind of select everything as I go. Let's see. Yeah, this looks fine for now. Yeah, but let me know if y'all have been enjoying the series. I do like just taking a look at the lists. I'll probably also do like a San Diego recap when I get back from that. Who knows? Might be listening to the winner right now. Although I heavily doubt it. Yeah, very cool list. Just waiting for a game right now. What else do I have to comment on this list? It's really not a ton of spice this list. The wind chakras are interesting. I've seen a lot of people just like trim down on them though, because they're so clunky with the grain that tips the scale and like the drop in the ocean and the path well traveled. It feels so bad if you have to like wind chakra, then needle like pitching a red and then drop in the ocean. It's like the worst. I don't know. But like it's so good with all it's amazing with the other 6 transcend cards. But it just introduces like some weird kind of variance to your deck. Let me see if I may not make my own game and see if I can bully someone. I think that's my game. I don't want to do Enigma. Should we do Bolton? You know what? Fuck it. Let's do a Katsu. We haven't done a Katsu in a while, and I think the matchup's actually kind of Katsu favored a little bit. Maybe even a lot of it. So this is an aggressive matchup. We don't want Weakest Links. We might just rock it like this. We could also bring in like 2 That All You Gots, or like 1 That All You Got. It's probably not unreasonable. This round on me still seems fine against them. Yeah, let's try it. Then let me make sure we got all the equipment. We do not. We want our traverse, and let's roll. Okay, so they are on Mask of Momentum, Hurried Across. Oh, this looks like an old Katsu list. That's interesting. So what do we want to do to set up the best? Probably just want to park a blue in Arsenal. Interesting, they're getting the scales this early. I guess it makes sense. Aggro matchup. The block doesn't matter a whole lot. Okay, giving us the blue cluster. Seems fine. We'll attack with the 100 wins. Notably, Katsu's gotten a lot. I thought the matchup was a lot more interesting when Bonds got banned, but now that Bonds is banned, it's a lot less interesting. Interesting Soulbreed Strike. Okay. We'll go ahead and pass, and we find an excellent hand for next turn. So what does this hand do? This does Biting Breeze, Transcend, Descendant, Bonds, 100 wins is probably the line. Yeah, and I don't think we were going to care about blocking very much here. If they want to draw a card, I think we're fine with that. Yeah, I don't think we care. They can draw like a free card every turn. I think we'd still be fine. And sure, they can Katsu trigger and get like Fluster, but like also kind of who cares? They Dishonor, which they don't have Surging yet, so it's a lot less important. I think a Dishonor is actually like what makes this matchup kind of hard is if they do like Surging Descendant. Like if they do like the natty like Dishonor line, it's quite gross. Looks like they aren't going to. So I think the mask is like representing an extra like 3 damage here, but maybe like 4 damage if you count the salt. Yeah, and this isn't enough for us to like actually care about though. So he took a lot of damage there. That's fine. Again, they're going second at Aggro Mirror. To be expected. They might give us the Bruise Riders here. That's my guess. Is Bruise Riders even that good anymore? I guess there's not really much else you run, huh? Gain resources, and then we could also park the Descendant and get like Aspect. Is that better? So Chase the Tail represents 7. Descendant Bonds represents 10 because you do Descendant Bonds. That. But if we do Chase, we also can play this. So it's whether or not we want Arsenal one versus the other. Why do I feel like Chase is better? Is Chase better? We do Chase or 7, pop up, play 10. It might actually just be the same. I think it's the same either way, right? Because we do 10 and 10. It's a little bit late to be doing math, but I think it's the same. So let's go ahead and just we'll do Tiger. Again, on Talishar, I just try to think a little bit more quickly than if I'm playing a game in person. I like to take it a little bit slower. I think it's the same though, if I'm counting correctly. It'll play our Aspect here, just to get an extra, 4 basically. Then we can save our Descendant for when we want to do the pop off. Again, I don't think this is actually like a great matchup for Katsu because like the Mask of Momentum can be quite rough. But like Katsu is just like worse into everything, like except Zen, I think. Which is kind of sad. But again, I might eat my words. They might actually like get us here. Again, I think they are generally favored in this matchup. At least for I've played like 3 games of Katsu or against Katsu in the past like couple months because it's just not a very popular hero right this second. So we'll take him down to 28, I think. I'm counting that right? 28. Assuming they don't block these ones. But they're on a 3-card hand, which is not super scary, and they block with Mugenshi. Okay, so we have most likely it's gonna be Needle into CNC, and then we're just gonna kind of hold out for Ardor. Do we care about this? They can like Breeze Rider this, but like, is that even good? They don't normally have a way to give go again either. Sure. I'm gonna say no blocks because we can like theoretically this round's on me into like something into CNC and just try to dig deeper for our Art of War. If they want to breeze right out of this, I think I'm fine getting it out of the way now. They'll draw a card and they'll have like something else. Sure. Again, I don't like if they want to have an extra card and then breeze riders popped. I think I'm okay with that. Maybe I should have just because we would have like IP'd them. Sure. Doing master first. Wait, do they not have a? Okay, they're resolving it now. Sure. Then Mugenchi obviously doesn't do anything. I don't know why it highlights on Teleshow like this. They get a fluster, which then has go again, which we're fine with, I think. I just want to kind of figure out what their hand is. If they end on like a CNC, I want to have it have 6 block available. But we'll see. Again, I'm not able to give these deck lists kind of the attention that I would like to. I don't think they meant to do that. Interesting. What is this? Well, it's not CNC, so maybe we are just fine blocking a little bit of this. Because we should be safe from CNC, right? Because the hard cross rep is affecting that. They get Descendant Bonds, which I think we're fine with. The other problem is now they're not keeping an arsenal, which is a little annoying. So maybe we just kind of preserve life and then needle just to kind of strip cards out of their hand. Again, we're kind of just holding out for Art of War here, so I'm fine taking a little like how much damage do they basically get out of that bruise rider? They got like I don't know 6-ish damage. But then we don't have to worry about breeze riders for the rest of the game, which I think is pretty okay for us. Okay, pulling a Zen here and hitting the Art of War off the Harmony, which is pretty good. It's funny. It's funny that they undo and then they have to do that again just for extra, kind of. I don't know. Wait, how many bonds can we pull off here? Not any because we didn't get a bonds. So maybe that not tutoring for bonds on that one turn is kind of coming back to bite us a little bit, but we couldn't have known we'd draw this hand necessarily. I think we do block and then just deny them the fetch. I also don't want them to be able to like name surging on this is maybe kind of important. We can also make a Zen state here. I don't think that's wrong either. Let's drop and Pathwell. Gain our resources. Again, it's pretty hard for Katsu to do anything through his end state. I think. Coming for 4, and then what do they get? I'm just gonna play very safe here. So we're outside of reactions. Now we'll activate our Kasaya. Yeah, I think developing out this end state against a Katsu is like pretty fine. So let's go ahead and get like Tiger Swipe here or something. Yeah. Just do our 5. Again, we're just kind of hoping for a pop-off turn. And the Zen state should eat a lot of damage. I think we have like one more turn to try to dig for our Art of War. It's kind of like a classic Ninja Mirror where basically, okay, they double fucked us. Interesting. Classic Ninja Mirror where basically just trying to find Art of War and they found theirs first. Well, I guess, okay, sorry, that's a lie. They didn't find theirs first. They banished theirs first, which is not the same, notably. Also, notably, they can't pump this with scale, so it would have to be empowerment if they wanted to do anything here. I think we just gotta go for it, though. I don't know. I don't think we have necessarily a ton of time. They can empowerment and pump this, but like it's so weak. So what's the play here? I think we're obviously getting bonds, right? So let's start with this. Homage is not necessarily what we're looking for, but how much resources do we need? Do we still ship Tiger? What's in our arsenal? Descendant. Chase. No, I think we want the Tiger. So I think we ship the Homage. Then we'll pitch here. We'll get our bonds. Do draw, go. Find the Art of War. Perfect. Exactly according to plan. See, okay, so this is like a classic misplay that I see a lot of like ninja players make is you banish the Art of War of the Harmony. Um, so just try to be pretty careful about that during your games. It is a very like skill testing part of the game. Oh God. Sorry, my sarcasm is terrible. Okay, we already did Zen, so this bonds doesn't do a whole lot. This rounds on me also doesn't do a whole lot. I think if we are going to this rounds on me, it's going to be at the very end. So let's go ahead and do Descendant. Do Descendant bonds. Getting Chase is probably what I think I was planning on. Yeah, but again, like that's just bad luck. Like again, I'm being a smartass, but like there's actually just like some of these matchups in the game are like very actually low skill. It's unfortunate. Aggro mirrors are not particularly like the biggest showcases of skill in this game, I think. So I'm using this rounds on me as like a finisher here, which is I think how you're supposed to or how at least I understand you're supposed to be using it. Or actually, I might not even use it here. Okay, you're giving us a 2 block here, which is interesting. Do we want to play this out? I think we still do. It's just going to give us a lot of value next turn, especially after they block. We could also force another card out of their hand if we wanted to. I think they're flip-flocking. Okay, that makes sense. So do we want to this round of me? Probably still. Oh, perfect arsenal. Sure. This is a hand. I think it's good. Coming in for 2. Do we want to give up Shuko? Probably. I think it's fine. Again, P like Water is not a combo card, so they can't pump it unless they have empowerment. I think it is relevant to block this out against Katsu. Just so they don't get free tutor value and also like surging. Alright, Kodachi for 0 is fine. Oh, even denied the even bigger than that value apparently. Okay, so we're going to do this. Pass over, targeting their bonds, I guess, and then resolve. Pitch to Zen. What do we want to get? Probably just Mauling's probably fun. Let's do Mauling. Then we'll do Drago. Then we'll do Drago again. Get a Bonds. I don't think that was exactly what we wanted. But maybe we'll just hit the Descendant off the levels. We have 2 left in the deck. It's pretty likely. Again, the luck I've been having this game with the stupid Aurora off the top. Yeah, that kind of felt gross. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, going down to 1, which is a little precarious. Okay, they're gonna Art of War though. Poor Katsu. We'll do Drago again, because this card's just like so fair, so balanced. Immensely fair. We transcend this turn, so we can now break the chain and then play out the mauling. We're gonna do needle mauling. I think we're gonna pitch the bonds actually to play the mauling, but again, I don't think it's gonna matter much here. I think you're just dead on board. Yeah, so that was kind of a shitty game, I think. I think they got kind of unlucky. Again, Katsu is not necessarily like an insane matchup. How much time do we have? We have 20-minute recording. Do you think I can squeeze in a new game? Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry, whoops. Let me see if I can get that new back, actually. I forgot we want to do David's Decklist. Come back to me, new. Hold on. We can get it. I'm also not opposed to doing an Azalea. Okay, they're back. We got the right Decklist this time. Okay, for a new, we want our standard equipment. Want our snags, that all you got maybe are definitely our E-strikes, and then maybe our weakest link, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I think we board out of this rounds on me. I think we board out levels, maybe. At least I tend to board out levels. And there's no Orion in this deck, so that's interesting. We could also just leave levels in. It's not unheard of. I think that was actually someone's strat recently. Was saying that they did that. Board out like spinnings. Yeah. Okay, what is the play here? So, we're just turn 1 transcending. I think we can actually just YOLO off this hand too, which is kind of funny. So what's the best card that we can get for just randomly YOLOing? So it doesn't even matter damage-wise like what we get here. I think we just want the best graveyard possible. So maybe that's 100 wins, actually. It seems a little weird, but I think 100 wins is like a higher priority target in the graveyard than Mauling Key is. So that's why I'm kind of opting for it here. And then the question for next turn is whether or not we want to Arsenal a Snag versus the Art of War. There are pros and cons, but generally I think your Arsenal is slightly safer on average than your I think your Arsenal is generally safer than your hand into new. Just because I think they only have 9 Arsenal disruption effects, and they have significantly more. Actually, sorry, I should have put the R word in Arsenal while I was saying that. But generally, what I was saying is that I think your Arsenal is generally much less safe than your hand is against new. Ooh, and the Dial you guys gonna put in a lot of work here. Okay, I don't think we care about Spider's Bite. I think we're gonna wait to see if they scale Peeler actually more than anything. The funny part about this hand is that by arsenaling the Stag, we've also made ourselves immune to that stupid card, Siren's Cold. So it's kind of interesting. I think we are gonna take this though. Okay. So we lose out on our Snag. The question is, do we want to try to go off through this? This is not a great hand. Like, part of me almost wants to just, like, 100 wins CNC, pitching that all you got. And just give up on the snag. Because they're pretty much taking the snag regardless. Or, like, is this 6 card hand worth it? And I think the answer is no. So I think I'm going to let them have it. It's just kind of clunky with the CNC, the Dow you got, and the 100 wins. I don't know. I wasn't. I think you can try to like pop off there and like get a 6 card hand. I think that's okay, but like, I don't know. It's just a little, I don't know, lackluster to me. Although it's kind of funny there, so that like, again, I said our arsenal was safer than our hand against new generally, and I think that is still true. But again, it's pretty 50-50. I think they have like 9. They have generally, I think, 9 arsenal disruption effects in the form of 3 CNCs, 3 leave no witnesses, and then 3 codexes to get the leave no witnesses and CNCs. And then for hand disruption, they have persuasive, bonds of agony. They have surgical extraction, so it's 9 right there. And then they can also recur those off codex, so that's another 12. And then what else am I missing? There's another one. Weakest link is basically hand disruption as well. So like 15 hand disruption effects. Okay, this is a hand that I think can go off, depending on what they do. Against double trouble, we do not care, so we're gonna let them do whatever they want. They want to double hiss this, go for it. They want to mask it, also fine. Do we give them the value you got? Are they gonna stiletto this? I guess the question. Sure. We could give them E-Strike as well, if we wanted to. We give them the value you got. I don't think we need it this turn. And they just nick it, so it's like fine. Again, this is just coming in for 8, banish 3, which I think is okay. Yeah, they banished 3 transcend cards, which is a little funny. We could have probably gone for the traverse strides, but it's just a little bit safer not to. But again, maybe we're playing a little too safe. I can see the argument for that as well. Ooh, that is a nice hit. Do we want E-Strike versus Descendant? Do we have a, what do we have in graveyard so far? Sorry, why can't I, oh, okay, I see. Yeah, our Descendant's pretty okay. So let's get that. We'll gain our resource. We will then, oh, but we can't, yeah, it's a little unfortunate. So we need a Kakara, so we can actually Descendant bonds and do everything. So we should do, what should we do instead? We do 2, 2, 1. We can get a 1 cost if we want. We don't, I blurred out the spinning wheel kicks, which I'm now questioning a little bit, but I guess it's just fine to float 1 resource, so maybe we get Tiger Swipe. Sure. We'll do Tiger Team Kakara into Tiger, Tiger Swipe, and then extra damage off the Mauling Key if we want it. Again, they like did the double trouble last turn. They banished 3 cards, but like, really cares. Flick Knife is also a really interesting include. I was just now noticing this. Okay, Fate is good. I generally really like seeing D-Rex out of new, just because it means that they have more bricks in their deck and they're just generally more prone to kind of do nothing hands or like low tempo hands. The news that keep like 5 card hands every turn are like terrifying. Because there's just like no way to know what to do. Okay, double fate is really good for us. Now they're on a 2 card hand. Like, what do they even do with this, right? But they do have Tunic counter up, so they could do something in a Codex. So we do have to be a little bit careful. But they also don't have a Leave No Witnesses yet. Okay, is this the hand? So we are resilient to Siren's Call, which is notable, because we have the backup Transcend card. I think that's really important, especially when they're kind of representing it here. How are we into CNC is another question. If they CNC, this could also be CNC off Tunic or like Weakest Link off Tunic. How are we against that? Well, they've seen 2 CNCs, so it's less likely it's CNC. It could be Weakest, like Tunic, Weakest Link. Could also just take this. Because this is Spider's Bite, this isn't Scale Peeler, so there's less urgency to block with equipment on this. I think just taking this is fine. And sorry, opponent, if I'm thinking about this. It is kind of like an interesting decision. So there's Scale Peeling now, which means that most likely this is at most a Codex. But again, I think we're just fine with that. So they don't even have anything really to get off the Codex. I think we're just fine to double lock here. They haven't played a blue card, so it could be like, I don't know if they shuffled at any point, but it could be like Chi or something, but like that also doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't think they have anything here. And again, if you can keep like your Shuko and your Kasaya against New, you're in a really good spot. Okay, it's leave no. And then again, they didn't scale, like they can't scale peeler us here because of the way like Book Knives works, because it was on the chain when it was attacking, right? So they can't, that is on the active chain link. So it's the next time it defends as well, so it's not the current time. So we gave up all our armor here, right? We keep our 7-card in, which is very, very rare against New. But we'll do buff banish here. We'll banish our tiger. Okay, Wind Chakra is okay. We can get bonds here, actually. Yeah, bonds is probably correct. So we'll do this. Putting a red 100 ones is fine. Get our resources, get our Wind Chakra online. Things are looking good. What do we get off of the bonds is, I guess, the question. I'm thinking about that right now. I think it's probably mauling. I think we also had the option of, instead of putting 100 wins in the graveyard, we could have put like Chase the Tail in the graveyard. So maybe some merit to that as well. In the very beginning. There are a lot of like micro decisions you can make that do have kind of consequences later on in the game as Zen. Especially like in the very early turns. So like play out your very early turns a little slow. Because I think if we get Chase the Tail there, we can do like Chase Aspect now, and then that would be a lot better than if we had the 100 wins in the bin. But again, so maybe like it's maybe reading a little bit too deep into it, because again, we didn't know a lot of these things, right? So we can either send 100 wins for 2, or we can. So this is 2 then 3, and this is, we're basically getting the same amount of damage. So yeah, it looks like opponent is scooping it up, or effectively scooping it up. We'll do. Maybe we just park the extra Tiger in Arsenal too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially against Codex since they have to leave no. Depends what they do here. If they like, I don't know. This Tiger is going to be coming in for 5. and they have to deal with another 6 with an on hit. So 5. This is already threatening lethal. This is the question now: is holding back the tiger for 1 damage worth it? I think it probably is. So we do 5 and a 6. Yeah. Because even if we send the 1, like we're not like at the most we're getting is their mask here. I guess we could have like yeah, we could have gotten their mask and their flick knives, but I think it's fine to just insulate it ourselves against Codex for a turn. They're not dead by any extent. Like I've seen news claw back from like obscene life totals just off of like having the perfect card every time. So we'll see. Again, that doesn't do it. So you need to go either mask or something else because it does have the on hit. Okay, looks like they're giving us persuasive, which makes sense. All right, they go down 3, which is very scary for them. And we have another no Siren Skull hand, which is kind of funny. Oh, I'm 100% letting this hit. Do whatever it is you want to me. Yeah, you want a mask? Go for it. I think we'll banish Gust Wave. They hit an Ardor off the top. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, that's a tilt. Okay. No. We're still fine. We're still fine. Don't tilt. Don't tilt. Uh, we'll do 4. Oh, that's like the first time in a million years that's happened to me. Oh my god. Ah. I hate this card. This is like one of the dumbest cards they've ever printed. I think this card is just like weird RNG bullshit, but it's fine. I'm not mad. I promise I'm not mad. Uh, yeah, this card. I have opinions about MST, even about this stupid hero. Like all the heroes in MST are really dumb. That's super funny though. I got owned. Oh my god. The last Art of War. So Art of War has like diminishing returns, I guess. After it's not even that good because I think Art of War does have like diminishing returns after you've used all your armor against new. Because it's a lot more of a liability than it is like something like super amazing that you're kind of looking for. They know what our hand is too here, so like they know we're gonna arsenal this Mauling Key. Okay, blocking out the Rowdy Locals. I've not been impressed by this card, no. I just think it's like super soft to getting hit with armor. I don't know. I'm not super impressed by it. We're gonna pass it back though. Okay, we find our snag, which I'm not opposed to. Oh wait. Oh wait, I'm stupid. So they hit a That All You Got, which hit the Art of War. I thought they hit an Art of War that hit the Art of War. Okay, that makes sense. So ignore me. I'm just a baby. We'll do draw go. They have stiletto. Okay. Fine. Pass over. They want to mask us again, which is probably fine. Part of me just wants to banish the snag. Is that wrong? Probably wrong. I think I banished the descendant, maybe. Yeah, their banish isn't very good right now. Yeah. Refresh just make sure. Okay, so I shouldn't be mad because of that you got hit the Art of War, which is like fine. Again, that's a little bit of bad variance, but again, yellow hitting yellow is still like a little bit unfortunate. If it was Art of War hitting an Art of War, then I have reason to complain. But this is just fine. Just bad variance. Okay, they're masking us. Still haven't given it go again. And they have to pay one, so they can't really like think Codex and leave no, but still like pretty weak. Kind of want to give them the Descendant here. I know it's like bad they give them Descendant, but it's still just 1 damage at this point. Like they don't have any harmonies yet. And like there's maybe some merit to holding on to the snag in case they want to go for something here. They're going for something on 1 mana as well. So it's, if I had to guess, it's probably okay. I was thinking it was going to be Codex, but apparently not. Well, anyways, that was the David Yau list. Let me go back to it real quickly. I think there's a lot of interesting ideas in this list. So 3 of Snag, subbing in with the This Rounds on Me, potentially. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe it's like actually subbing in with the levels. I can see that as well. Again, if anyone knows David, tell him to teach me how to sideboard, because, again, I think there's a lot of differences of opinion in terms of how to sideboard with this list. We also see the Thou you got. Thou you got's pretty solid. 3 of E-Strike, again, I think just a consideration for like new. Also like Azalea, I guess, which is like fringe. And then one of Weakest Link, which is actually quite solid. Yeah, so overall I like this list a lot. Again, nothing super, super spicy here. The most spicy thing I think is just no Orihone, which is kind of interesting, honestly. I'm kind of a fan, like almost a fan of that. Just to have like less liability in a new, but I guess you have like less high roll potential in the Zen as well. But maybe that's what the This Rounds of Me are there for. Yeah, but anyways, hope you all enjoyed David's deck. Again, if anyone knows him, tell me on a sideboard. And I will see y'all for the next video.